But how did she escape?
The girl claims she was rescued
by the vigilante known as Daredevil.
Oh. He told him not to.
So he's back.
And he's
We
mad.
don't know that for sure.
Get out. He's back.
See, they had real pigeons, finally.
You were gone when I got here.
Medicine case. It's a bear.
Matt, you left your briefcase here and you didn't get those bruises at work.
Went for a walk. Having trouble sleeping. Okay. Sorry, Heather.
Gotta come up with better lies, buddy.
You know, and sometimes this all feels, to me, it feels like fake.
Pretty meta. Honestly, that might have been my favorite scene between these two so far.
Yeah.
I felt like everything up until this point, it was like kind of
What the hell is wrong
okay.
with
Morning, Cherry.
you? You think I wouldn't
That one
find
was
out?
like-
You give me your word and then you pull this shit?
Keep your voice down.
I dive a little deeper into their relationship.
Talk to your contacts.
No. If you want to blow up your life again, you go ahead. But you're on your own.
You know, there was a time when you were on the force, almost like this. You called me.
You get your bitch ass out of here. I do not like this guy at all. This guy is killing like dozens of people. What do you want him to do?
Did I ever tell you I used to compete in Taekwondo?
No? Did you enjoy it?
Well, that's why he was able to hold up with his face,
Parents always
Daredevil.
wanted an athlete in the family.
So you competed in Taekwondo to prove yourself to them.
I competed in Taekwondo because they made me. He's finally starting to see me for who I really am.
Does that mean you've been displaying your art?
Whoa.
Did you hear that?
Could say that.
Is there anything
It was
else
like
you
the
found?
whispers. It was like.
There's only one question on your mind right now. Can I make it to the door in time?
Hey,
Kirsten,
where is Matt?
Really set off Matt.
he said he had to go.
Yeah. Oh my God. They're gonna do the callback to him touching your face. That's crazy.
Oh, Christ.
Hey! It's the second time he's gotten his ass beat by him. Oh! Oh, fuck!
Dang, straight down.
Come on, you gotta fuck him up!
Surprised Mew still isn't using like his special ability.
Ooh!
Get over here!
Ooh, that punch was crunchy!
Oh shoot!
Wow.
Muse is dead. Secure the building. Roll me a bus ASAP. It looks like someone has stabilized the victim.
What we do know is that you and your men did your job. That you stopped Muse.
Oh, he's gonna spin it.
You.
See, this is a carrot and a stick situation. With a very big carrot and a very big stick.
Are you actually threatening me?
No. I'm presenting you with an opportunity. A great one, with a great man. And what you decide in the next few seconds will determine how totally
Oh my
awesome,
God.
totally shitty the rest of your life is. And I'd be
He's
so
really
stoked if you
like
made the
a
right
young
call.
Tony Soprano.
Oh God.
He needs a little bit of a Jersey accent, and he'd be perfect. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I like them killing off Muse.
That was really fast.
That was really fast. I don't think I really like that decision.
Oh man.
Thank you, Buck.
He fucking baited the shit out of him.
Could you call Vanessa and ask her? She'd like me to bring her home some sold manière.
Of course, sir.
Bro is just so unfazed, man. Oh, frick. Just so casual, man. Just so casual.
It's just a casual. Oh, thank you, Buck.
No wince, no look back, nothing. Just another day in the business. Just another day as mayor of New York City. All right, man. Quick thoughts on the episode. Liked it. Don't like how they killed Muse. The action was good. I think kind of delving into Muse revealing himself to Heather was neat. Pacing was pretty alright, I suppose. But I feel like there probably could have been a little bit more in this episode. But really my only issue is killing off Muse. I'm assuming he's dead for sure. But yeah, that's really like, I think there could have been a little bit more, and then I don't like killing off Muse, but I like the action. That's just kind of my thoughts on that episode. I don't think I have a whole lot to say.
So, so Muse to me, since he's kind of a newer character in a new iteration of not a new iteration, a new character. I think coming out in 2015, I believe, was the first time we saw him.
Mm-hmm.
He's relatively new, and the idea of Muse is that his abilities is that he's psychotic and crazy.
Yeah.
But one big thing about him is that Daredevil, I think, is not capable of being able to sense him, and that's what makes him such an imposing threat. And on top of that, when he takes off his mask, if I believe the first time we see him take off his mask, it's revealed it's not the guy we see in this episode. It's not this psychotic. I'm just gonna be honest. It's he's a white boy. That's oh, my mommy and dad made me do things I didn't want to do. But last episode I was very happy with the way Muse was set up, done, executed, and then this episode everything is pulled back, the curtains are pulled back to this character, I do not like the way they handled him as a character. I don't like the backstory they've given him. I don't like the fact that he seemingly is getting killed by I don't know. I think that's just an extreme waste of a character.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're going to go for a more realistic and grounded like Daredevil, a supernatural character like Muse isn't like I guess the greatest option, but if you're going to go that route, if you're going to go as far as to bring him into the series and then kill him off when it feels like he seemingly had like no screen time overall. Like last episode was the first time we really got to see him at full, like a long look at him as a character,
Yeah.
and then just an episode later he's dead. I think that's just that's a very very to me that's something I can't get over. It's a very poor decision in my eyes. I don't know how people or anybody else is going to react to it, but I personally don't like the way they executed his character. It was symbolic at the end that the canvas that he bought, he ended up being the final art piece, and that's cool and all, but oh gosh, I don't like the idea of killing him. I think if it was like he got away, and he was like stalking her for a longer period of time, because it was kind of like, other than like him talking to her in like one of the first couple of episodes, you didn't really get much of his motivation or him like having this obsession with her as a person. And
Yeah.
I felt like it would have been cooler if over time like you could see like him slowly stalking this person, or you could see in the background that she's being stressed because she has like a stalker. I think feel like that could have been a better route if you were
Yeah.
going to go with the way that they did. And
It could have
I
been
hate
more
to say
drawn
that.
out.
It could have been more drawn out, and I hate to be one of those guys, but I feel like if this was the Marvel Netflix show, they definitely would have drawn it out and fleshed out everything. Like this whole plot, like this subplot that's so important, it would have been massively fleshed out. And it feels like it's resolved in 2 episodes, and I feel like that's such a disservice to the character and the intrigue that it initially like brought to the table. But the fighting was good. It was okay. Compared to last episode, it definitely didn't hit as hard. There was a lot of edits, like a lot of cuts. I started to notice on like almost every single movement was followed by a cut. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, some of that can be good, like in Winter Soldier. Some of that can be good if it's like really fast paced action, and that's and it wasn't bad. It didn't make it like Taken 3 levels of, oh my god, this is terrible. But it was like I was starting to notice that okay, they're kind of cutting a little too much. But there's some punches in there. I'm like, ooh, that felt crunchy. Everything else though, I don't think is bad. I'm starting to remember more things I don't like. I'm sorry. This episode, Cherry and what's her face?
Kirsten.
What's that? Kirsten. To me, this is like we're at the point in the story in season 1 where okay, we're 7 out of 9 episodes. Now let's compare that to season 1 of the original Daredevil show. Around this time, in terms of I guess scale, because it would have been like around 10 or 11, or basically in the home stretch. And this is always subject to change, but at this point we had Murdoch versus Nelson, and which was the episode where Foggy discovers that he's Daredevil, and felt like it was such an important moment for those 2 characters. And we're still, to this day, I'm still wondering what is the point, what is the significance of a character like Cherry that we couldn't have simply had with Foggy, because he was essentially doing the same exact thing that Foggy did. Bitch and moan and whinge that Matt is Daredevil, and that it compromises the integrity of their law firm.
Yeah.
And Cherry to me is just not, and the thing is Cherry doesn't like garner the respect of someone like Foggy did, because Foggy basically put all his eggs in Matt, and he was finding out that he was doing all of this. As it was revealed in this episode, Cherry was like there are times where he said that Cherry was like rooting for Matt to be, Daredevil, and he was because he was a police officer, so he was, obviously he was getting the benefit of being, Matt and Daredevil and all the benefits he has for, having a superhero helping out the force. And to me, I don't understand the constant like I get you're like saying, "Oh, it's self-destructive, blah 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 blah." I didn't really got that. I didn't really register that from even when Matt fell, when Foggy died. I didn't get that. Oh, Foggy died because Matt was Daredevil. Foggy died because Bullseye's fucking insane. Had beef with Foggy before, so it didn't even really matter if Daredevil was there. He probably would have killed him just cause.
Mm-hmm.
So for to me, like this constant like moral grandstanding that Cherry does, it's just like, dude, I've already seen this before. It's just to me, it's annoying, and I just don't know where this subplot is going. I guess because I'm not really wanting to think much about it. Um, but to me, honestly, the highlights of this episode was Matt and his girlfriend. I think that this was probably the first time um that I thought that this was like a very like well done relationship. I felt like this was also kind of like their relationship was also kind of like sped run through because they're
Yeah.
already calling each other like their love terms and stuff like that, like sweetie, babe, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't felt like they had much screen time together outside of some scenes like in last episode where she's talking about interviewing vigilantes and like a couple of other moments of like them walking and talking together. But this one felt like, and this is not just because of the sex scene, but it felt like a more intimate relationship. It felt much more intimate between these two, where Matt is obviously trying to. She clocked him like he is suppressing his trauma severely,
Yeah.
and he does not know how to deal with it. And maybe someone like her is good for his character. And I thought, and I think you and me have said this. I think it said it as well. I thought Muse was going to kill her. I thought that was definitely going to be something that had happened. Her or Vanessa was like the the thing that everybody thought, but he didn't do either. So unless there's like I'm thinking of two things. Either they bring him back to life some way, somehow, with some magical shit. I mean, we've seen some magical shit happen before.
Mm-hmm.
Or a copycat comes by and takes that mantle and is the actual Muse we know. Um, I'm not really. I don't. I might. This might be the first episode I can say I just did not enjoy this, especially with the ending.
Yeah.
Even the bank scene, even the bank, I was like, there's things there. I could say the episode was good, fundamental. I guess this one is too, but it's just the creative decisions that they chose in this episode. To me, it's just I can't fully invest into it, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I still think the show is great.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that if I'm comparing it to the other seasons, I still put this season above season 2. This is probably the worst. Oh, to me, this might be the worst episode for me personally. But I would still take the season as a whole as definitely it's a very still a good show. I'm still excited to see what they do with Fisk. Oh, Fisk, man, Fisk, every time he's on scene or on screen, it's just perfect. He is so good. Setting up Luca, that made so much sense. It's nice to see that Vanessa, you could say, oh, was Vanessa setting him up? It was kind of obvious that, I mean, in reality, it was going to set up Luca
Mm-hmm.
because there's no way that Vanessa would ever do that. It's cool to see where they alluded to Buck and like his backstory. So he's a character that I feel like is kind of the pseudo Wesley in a way. Even though he's not as he does not American, but he has British. He has very sophisticated. He doesn't mind getting his hands dirty in situations for Fisk. So this might be the equivalent to Wesley. I know did kill off Wesley a little early, in my opinion. I felt like he was such a great character in that first season. So having a kind of a pseudo adjacent version of that in around Fisk, I think that's a good strategy. Michael Gandolfini, I think this might be my favorite performance of him so far in this series. Is this episode? He's not like he's kind of a I don't want to say Tony Soprano because obviously, come on, man, it's like let me hit you over the head with it, but it's like it kind of is a little on that like that slimy like you want to do this the easy way or the hard way. Like,
Yeah.
it's like kind of and I do like that, and you kind of got to see like at the start of the series where he was like kind of this like, hey guys, I'm all for like whatever we're doing, man. I'm so happy you and me and Mr. Fisk, and you're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. And now he's like, yeah, we're running this shit now. Like corruption, psst, sign me up. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, that's a reflection of real life.
Yeah.
Every single day in the news. So it's like it's very realistic, and but it's so fun to see him like play this character as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess as I look more into the episode, there are things I do enjoy. Maybe I was a little harsh in saying it's a bad episode.
Yeah.
But I think the Muse decision, and I yapped for so long, the Muse decision just to me is I did not really.
I mean that alone I think is a pretty big deal. So it kind of like overshadows a lot of the smaller good parts. Just considering how big his character is in counter to Daredevil in the comics. So it's just you with a character like Muse, you want there to be, I mean, he shouldn't even be like a small subplot. He should be leading up to being a major threat to Daredevil, and not just like a side villain. Like it shouldn't just be Kingpin being the main antagonist towards Daredevil, especially not every season.
All the time.
Yeah, it's like there's a great relationship between these two characters in the Daredevil series, like the Netflix and then in Born Again. But we're in the MCU now, where we're entering a bigger world, and I think it'd be great to see more villains taking a bigger shot at Daredevil, and not just having this constant battle between Matt and Fisk all the time. And getting rid of a character such as Muse so quickly, it's just, I mean, it's just a bad decision, I think. And I would like to see more of a villain lineup for Daredevil. I mean, we've had like the Hand, Elektra, who isn't really like a villain per se, I guess.
It's been the Hand and essentially Bullseye. All of this, Nobu in season 1, and the Russians, but those are all, other than the Hand and Elektra, all of those Bullseye and all those guys, they were all subservient to Fisk.
Yeah.
Like it's still in the back of the mind. It was like Fisk is still the head of the snake. He is still the person who is moving everything around. Muse felt like his own original character, independent of either the Hand or Fisk. And he had and I won't even lie, even in this episode, he was so intimidating.
It was
other
tense.
than like he was tense, like when he was like, when his nose started bleeding and he's drawn with the blood, it's like, okay, that's pretty, this guy's fucking
psycho.
Insane.
Yeah.
And like that's cool and unhinged, and I love it.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, the backstory given, it's like, Mommy and Dad, you made me work too hard. It's like, come on, like come on, are we really gonna? That's fine, and then just kill him off. I need him to be alive. They need to resurrect him, throw him into the Lazarus pit. I don't know what they have to do. Get the Dragon Balls. I don't know.
Yeah.
They need to bring him back, because yes, I completely agree with you 1,000,000%. it's gotten to the point where it's like Fisk can go off to be the villain of other characters, but Daredevil feels like he like 3 out of or the 4 seasons that he's had have all been Fisk related. It's like he's not allowed to have any villains other than Kingpin.
Yeah.
But Kingpin can have so many other heroes against him. At this point in time, they've had Hawkeye,
Echo. Sort of, I
yeah,
guess.
Kate Bishop, Echo, and like other like heroes. And it's like, oh, okay, so he could go out and branch into other projects, other places. And I guess you could say, well, you know, Daredevil was in She-Hulk and they had a fight, so that's his villain. No, 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 no. I'm not going to accept that at all. I need someone like someone said a good villain for him would be the Chameleon from Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery, because the way he could change his not just his appearance, but like he could change how he looks, how he talks, how he smells, and it's like, oh, that would be such an interesting for a character that's so like sensory reliant. That would be such an interesting character for him to go against. But that hasn't been set up, and it's like, okay, I'm excited to see where the rest of the season goes. We've seen clips of Daredevil and Punisher together, like again, but it's like, man, that was like, what was it, episode 4, 5, 6, 7? It's been 3 episodes, and we haven't seen or even heard of.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't hold them off until season 2. I know. If not in the, what are we at? Episode 7?
This is episode 7.
Yeah, if not the next episode, I would hope at least a finale appearance.
I know Vincent and Charlie, when they did say what were the episodes everyone should be excited, or what were their favorite episodes, 8 and 9 was the ones that they immediately went to. So I'm expecting a lot of good stuff in this last 2 episodes. I was kind of hyped for episode 7 because I was like, oh my god, what's gonna progress? I kind of felt like they should have Muse should have backed off at this point, because it's like, oh, he got discovered by Daredevil. This would be the time
like lay low.
To lay low. This would be a time. Or if you were going to like do the whole like therapy session with with I keep forgetting her name. Heather, yes. But just keep doing the therapy sessions over time, and then slowly you could see him like kind of go back to being Muse. That would also be a reflection of Daredevil, how he's like trying to be a normal person, but he's slowly going back to being this chaotic person. So there's another person you could throw into the foil between Matt, Fisk, and their like little, you know, camaraderie between falling back into being Daredevil and Kingpin. But all that's thrown out the window when you just off a character. And hopefully I haven't seen any reception so far, but I can't imagine that a lot of people were hyped for this character, and to see him killed off so fast, I feel like is a bit of a disservice.
Yeah. Agreed.
But overall, I still say it was okay.
Yeah. Still a decent episode. But I guess that's that. I think I don't really have anything else to say, so I think that wraps up our thoughts on it. We'd like to know what you thought about episode 7, how you think how they handled Muse, and how you feel about that. And maybe what some of your hopes are for the last 2 episodes. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.